Hi everyone, my name is Eden and I'm a PhD candidate at Erasmus University Rotterdam School of Health Policy and Management. I will be presenting a protocol that my team and I have developed for a scoping review entitled Implementation and Dissemination of Home and Community-Based Interventions for Informal Caregivers of People Living with Dementia. The issue surrounding insufficient support for informal caregivers is increasingly crucial due to the limited investments made toward their health services. Informal caregivers are often friends or family members of the care recipient. They are often forced into this role unprepared, untrained, and become overwhelmed with their new responsibilities, which include monitoring the person with dementia continuously, performing activities of daily living and care management, which could result in the increase in their own risk of developing health issues due to stress and exhaustion. So the aim of this scoping review is to identify the implementation strategies, implementation outcomes, and the barriers and facilitators that influence the implementation of interventions that support informal caregivers. Although over 500 interventions for informal caregivers of people with dementia have already been identified in previous effectiveness reviews, the implementation process of these interventions have not. So we developed an original search strategy and ran it through 4 search engines. We also used an innovative new tool called AS Review to screen the title and abstract of our full search results. AS Review was created by a team at Utrecht University. It uses artificial intelligence to present the full search results in an order of most relevant to least relevant, according to your initial configuration. So to operationalize AS Review, we ran our search strategy and collect all the results and compiled them into an RIS file. This was imported to AS Review. You can also use a CSV file as long as all of the required information is provided. Next, we began the randomization process and manually filtered 10 articles that appeared. This will inform the algorithm to detect a pattern that will be used to order the full set of results from most to least relevant. We suggest that one reviewer manually screens all results independently to avoid false negatives, and the second reviewer can include or exclude relevant articles until 50 articles have been sequentially excluded. Developers suggest using 50 as a reasonable ending point, but there is no mandatory number set. As for the preliminary findings, this review intended to extract and synthesize data using the expert recommendations for implementing change compilation to determine discrete strategies reported in relevant implementation studies. We then compiled these results and grouped them based on the 9 thematic clusters described by Waltz and colleagues. Lastly, we used Proctor's implementation outcome taxonomy to ensure homogeneous and standardized reporting of implementation information. At this stage, we found several barriers and facilitators to the implementation of these interventions. Some barriers include lack of end-user awareness of health services and fragmentation due to technological illiteracy. In addition, the mismatch between caregiver expectation and the actual services provided presented some barriers. Also, weak referral pathways from general practitioners created issues. But as for facilitators, digital solutions, including e-health interventions, allow rural informal caregivers to simplify their care management and enhances their access to psychoeducational interventions. Also, engaging local opinion leaders, including faith-based institutions, help reduce stigma and disseminate interventions to encourage widespread use. So as this review is still ongoing, we anticipate quite interesting final results that will hopefully clarify the landscape of implementation as it relates to dementia care and accelerate the development of implementation pathways. So thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. My contact information can be found on the bottom left of this poster. Thank you.